are kind of in a sandwich there that you can't win in a way.
Yeah, you've got to be aware of what's around you, and also if you are a bit faster than the guys in front, it is really difficult to overtake, and as soon as you get close you might make that little mistake because of the dirty air that you get from the car in front, and then you've got to watch out straight away from the guy behind. So the guys in the middle of this pack here have to be careful, but also try and improve and try and get past. But it's always difficult when you're in a group like this.
Well, Chris Froggatt there again, he took a completely different line through turn number one, and you can see the back end of the Chris Froggatt car. There is Christian, one of the Ferrari driver instructors there, looking on at what everyone is doing here in Mugello. So Chris Froggatt then, Jens Liebhauser for the moment has been able to just break away from Froggatt a little bit and concentrate more on trying to attack Alessandro Vezzoni ahead of him. There is Vezzoni in the red and black car, then it's Jens Liebhauser, then it is this man, Chris Froggatt, the British driver in car number 93, who's currently leading the AM class. Again, we see more dust being kicked up by Jens Liebhauser, but Alessandro Vezzoni is beginning to become just a little bit of a cork in a bottle here, and Chris Froggatt can spot the opportunity or sense the chance is going to come his way. Now, what he needs to do is be very cool and calculated about this. The back end of that Liebhauser car is really stepping out, Callum.
Yeah, he's feeling the pressure, I think, and starting to make a bit more mistakes. And Chris Froggatt is very, very quick at the moment compared. So he's just trying to find a way past while the others are making mistakes and putting the pressure on them. But I think it is a difficult track to overtake at. So as long as he keeps it there and keeps putting the pressure, then maybe there'll be an opportunity at some point.
We will see. And here comes Liebhauser on Alessandro Vezzoni now, and Alessandro Vezzoni is a great driver, but he's someone that doesn't suffer pressure well necessarily. He can sometimes make a mistake. Liebhauser takes a look to the inside, will switch to the inside now and try and find the gap, but in fairness, Vezzoni had got a better exit, hadn't he, and was able to carry more speed. But Alessandro Vezzoni is really suffering now. That's a bold move by Jens Liebhauser. Thought there might be contact between the two of them, but respect to them both, there wasn't. And here comes Jean Dennis on Chris Froggatt as well. All of a sudden, these battles are really hotting up into the final 5 minutes of this race. It could all change yet. Certainly in terms of the AM battle. Fabian Volvend also they're fighting very hard with Jean Dennis. Dennis trying to attack and having to think about defending as well. Fabian just takes a look at the inside. But there wasn't enough momentum there for Fabian Volvend to be able to take opportunity. Jean Dennis, an experienced racer. Wow, that was an exciting few meters, Callum Eilert.
Yeah, it was. Very close racing. Obviously, they all bunched up together, so there were a lot of opportunities there to get very close, but it's very, very difficult to pass around here. And you saw through, I think, turn 2 and 3, that little opportunistic move, which
yes,
wasn't really going to work anyway, but he tried and he had a look. But still, they're close now, Wolfend and Smith.
We'll see. We will see. So Fabian Volvend is right on the back of Jean Dennis. Jean Dennis having to make that 488 as wide as possible as Fabian just takes a look. Beg your pardon, of course, it is Potoliccio that's looking as Fabian Volvend now on Sam Smith. Oh, this is for P7. So the Rosso Corsa Racing pit perch then, as they look at everything that's going on in the final stages of this race. The Formula Racing team, of course, their driver Niklas Nielsen, some 2.8 seconds to the good. Here is Alessandro Vezzoni then continuing to defend against Jens Liebhauser. Liebhauser getting ever so frustrated, I think, now behind Alessandro Vezzoni. But to be fair, Vezzoni is not making a mistake and not giving Jens Liebhauser that opportunity to get past him. So through the chicane they come. And again, Liebhauser with tyre deg at its greatest now is perhaps struggling a little bit more than some other drivers to keep those tyres on the tarmac, just running off a little bit. He's pushing so very hard. Just look at the curb he's taking there. through that chicane in his quest to get on terms with Alessandro Vezzoni ahead of him, and there again doing exactly the same as the car is stepping out, and Chris Froggatt now sensing the chance perhaps to get close to Jens Liebhauser once again. The more time he's kicking up dirt like that, of course, that is slowing him down and is allowing Froggatt to get a little bit closer. The pressure on Jean Danis from Podoliccio has gone away. The pressure on Sam Smith from Fabian Volvend has not, as she once again gets very, very close to Sam Smith. Sam again metaphorically sticking his elbows out and saying, I'm not going to give you the chance to come through. You may be a little bit quicker, but as Callum Eilert has suggested alongside us, it's difficult to overtake here at Mugello. We're on the final lap, and so it is the last chance. Got one more time through this turn for Fabian Volvend and Sam Smith. When they cross the timing line, they will have one more lap to complete. That's one more lap for Sam Smith to hold on to that position. Niklas Nielsen, barring technical disaster, should be fine. He's got 3 seconds of margin over Bjorn Grossman, who is running in P2. Best of the AMS is Chris Froggatt, and we saw him involved in that battle with Jens Liebhauser and Jan Danis. There is Bjorn Grossman that we were looking at there in P2, who really hasn't been able to take that to Niklas Nielsen, who from the very, very start has looked supremely dominant and has just very quietly gone about his business. In replay then on Chris Froggatt, that was Jan Danis, who just carrying so much speed through there, but then side by side that Chris Froggatt retains the inside line, so that really must be very, very frustrating for Jan Danis. There is Grossman, who's taken quite a bit in the last lap out of Niklas Nielsen. But surely Niklas Nielsen has got enough to just be able almost to coast to the checkered flag, knowing that he has enough in reserve to be able to take the win here at Mugello as he heads towards the checkered flag. Then Niklas Nielsen for Formula Racing will take win 1 of the season 2018 in the Ferrari Challenge. Bjorn Grossman takes P2. So pro Henry Hassid out on his own should take P3 without a problem. The battle that we saw raging just a few laps ago has really rather simmered out now, hasn't it? Because they're all gapped sufficiently not to cause problems. So the winner in AMS is going to be Chris Froggatt then. Sure enough, he crosses the line and will take the win for the AMS. It's P6 overall, but crucially it's the win in the AM class. Jan Danis will take P2 in AMS, but P7 overall. Then it's Podoliccio, then it's Fabian Volvend. Then it is Sam Smith, and Martin Nelson will come home P11, but crucially will be on the podium and will bank important points. Here comes Martin Nelson now, being pushed all the way across the line by Christian Overgaard, but Martin Nelson will find himself on the podium in the AM classification. So there we have it, done and dusted. Another success to put in the book for the Formula Racing team. It was a faultless show, really, Callum, from Niklas Nielsen, wasn't it?
Yeah, every lap very consistent. At the end, he started to struggle a bit. I don't know whether that was him taking it easy on the last lap or with the tyre degradation, but he did a good job and maintained the gap the whole way. Didn't ever get too close. And yeah, with the others, I mean, the good battles between the top 4 to 8, and yeah, it was nice to see.